listening to the Betmaker Show. This is the odds to win the 3M Open at TPC Twin Cities. Analysis and picks preview for Monday, July 20th, 2020. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Betmaker Show, Brian Blessing.
All right, folks, looking ahead to this week's PGA Tour stop, and we're off to Minnesota, the 3M Open, and they'll be at TPC Twin Cities. Matthew Wolf's the defending champ. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Cam Stewart hanging with us north of the border. Buddy, let's just give Nicholas some credit here. That's the kind of thing I want to see way more often than not. I've been so... and I know you'll agree with me. Since I moved to Las Vegas, I'm so critical. I play TPC out here on occasion, and these guys come in here and shoot 28 under par. And when I'm playing this course, you know, when we go out there and the average guy gets their head ripped off because of the tiers and the greens, and if you're not on the right level, I mean, these are three putts. They're automatic three putts. Well, these guys' distance control is so good. They just torch these courses and make it a putting tournament. I want to see the best golfers struggle and the cream rises to the top. And I'll tell you, it speaks volumes to that point, is that you could have the same course. We nailed it, by the way, in last week's podcast.
Yep.
Said the winning score, what did we say? It's going to be around 12, 13 under par. They made it 16 and a half. Said this course is going to pay so much. And the rough just kept growing. The pins were grisly, and the greens were kitchen floors. And it was awesome to watch the best golfers in the world get mangled.
Yeah, that's what Jack said, Brian, and I'm with him. He's like, you know, he's not going to be embarrassed, and there was going to be a big difference between the Memorial Tour and that tournament. We saw it. Look at Finau. The guy was cruising along, and then all of a sudden he has a brain fart. He wants to snap his club. He puts one in the drink. He starts going bananas, and you know what? Yeah, and then we have a golf tournament all of a sudden, right? That's the crazy thing. If this guy didn't have an 8-shot lead, I had John Rahm to win this tournament. I'm sitting there going, I'm not even comfortable right now, Brian. And my buddy had Tony Finau. He collapsed on the weekend. Like, that's the thing. That is what's supposed to happen. And Jack said it. Let this thing play like a major. I want to see guys penalized. And the thing is, more power to Bryson DeChambeau. If you want to hit it 400 yards, but the bottom line is if you don't nut it right in the fairway there, you're going to have to pay a price. I love it, Brian. I wish it was all like this.
His distance right there was negated.
Yes.
And you know, and the one thing, it was an interesting discussion, although it drives me nuts. Yeah, I get it, Jack and Barbara Nicholas are, you know, famous and, you know, the legends of the game. But when you're talking to them, is there any chance of, like, showing golf for the 9 minutes you're talking to them instead of I'm like, please. Did they make you hate them? It's like, I want to. Let me tell you something. I got to be honest with you. Golf coverage is just, if I could do it, I could still do it.
You could.
I'm long in the
golf channel.
But I'm telling you, no, honest to God, put me in the truck. I mean, make me the golf producer. And I mean this with all sincerity, and I'm not being like some cocky jackass.
No, you know.
I mean, Cam, what do they do? From the start of Thursday morning, they show you a page of the leaderboard. And because the guy that could win the tournament, they may not even show him hit a shot or have his name ever showed on an extended leaderboard until the back nine on Sunday. It's like there are more guys than the 9 guys that are, by the way, if you want to promote the game and you know sports betting's a thing, you got matchups.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, instead of all the walking around and the this and the downtime, show so many more shots. It's sickening.
No, I'm with you. And the thing is, golf is huge. You talk about DFS and fantasy. It's the quickest growing sport. People are playing it. Yeah, different matchups. They do. You know what it is, Brian? It's just one of those things. This is the way we've done it. This is the way we're going to do it. And you know what? And I'm with you, too. Put me and you in that truck. Enough is enough. I get it, too. Quick interview. You want to show Jack and Barbara, you do a split screen, whatever, like you do for the Mazda commercial. You put it on. We're watching the shots. I got to tell you, like, that's the problem with golf. And I talk to a lot of people about it. They're like, that's why I'm really not down with the coverage. Like they haven't changed. They haven't modernized it. Hell, you watch a hockey game, they have betting lines on the damn TV now for a lot of these games and sites. So they got to get with the future. People are playing it. Everyone's betting it. And these guys are living in the past.
Who ended up finishing? What if Fitzpatrick? What was his official result? Was he third?
Fourth or third? Yeah, I'll go.
I bet you they showed 2 shots of this guy for 4 days.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
And I had Fitzpatrick.
Me too. I know. I had top 10. Yeah, no, I'm with you. And Jason Day made a move. It's his course, right? Like it's just golf, and the way it's handled, the whole thing. Oh, I got to tune into Golf Channel this time. I don't like the fact that the tournament's half over too, Brian. Like they've done a horrible job this year. Let's call it out for what it is with the weather. Well, tournaments have been done, preempted coverage. I'm not going to pay extra money for the Peacock streams and all those other things too, right? Like it's just you got to give me a better product. You know what? I'd actually pay $10, $15 if you made it a wicked package.
You know what? I refuse to do it, and they show it to you every blue moon. They'll show you the whatever they call it. What is it? PGA Tour Live, or whatever?
PGA Tour Live, golf TV.
So they show it to you, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't pay for that. They're not showing you the golf tournament. They're showing you a featured group.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, well, thank you for showing me what it is, because now that I see it, I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you something. It is a story for another day. The word's coming out this morning, and I've been saying this since March 16th. Oh my God, when hockey gets here, and Elliot Friedman said they could show unique angles and do this. What? I'm sorry. You cover hockey just fine. It's a fast-moving sport with HDT. You want to give me something I don't get? I don't need unique angles. There are going to be no fans there. I'm going to be able to hear what these guys are saying to each other. Now, I would pay for that. Now, the word's coming out from the NHL, or I'm hearing
mute
that they're going to put. This is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. Talk about a lack of foresight and vision. They're talking about a 5-second delay on the feed to monitor the audio. They'll be so annoying. It'll be constantly cutting in and out, cutting in. And I'm like, so you want to pay for a view package and make some money? There's a mature audience feed. How many times it's great hearing the golfers and the caddies talk about this stuff. Now, they're not using 12-letter words like the hockey players. And, oh, by the way, the hockey thing would be educational because you'd learn new words. But I'm telling you, that is just so dumb. You want to make money, let me hear what they're the best chirpers in sports. So the point back to golf is, does anybody at the top watch this stuff? Like how you're presenting this stuff? Okay, what are you? Is your image here? Pick a team, Cam. Pick a team. Hockey team.
Vancouver Canucks.
Okay. Bo Horvat.
Yes.
All right. If Bo Horvat sits there and goes on some tirade, cursing up and down the thing, and throws a hilarious joke at some guy's expense, is this guy's image hurt in any way, shape, or form? No. You're sitting there looking at that, and he's saying something vile to the guy.
Yeah, well, the problem with golf is guys like DeChambeau are going, oh, the camera guy's in my way. Boo. I shouldn't have to show you that side of me. It's like, get tougher. That's another thing, too. I think the whole package, it's like, you got to take yourselves less seriously, relax. You know what? John Rahm's basically doing everything but strangling somebody out there. He's smashing clubs and doing that. So that's part of the game. Like, thing is, Brian, I'm with you, though. They got to really spice up the broadcast, live lines in the thing. Like, get with the program, get with the future. Everybody else is, right? And these guys are still in the past, but let's move on. Hey, I agree with that stuff. Like, we love it, and we're watching it, but it could be 100 times better.
Well, we'll end this. But this is, to me, it's a big thing. It's no small thing. We just always accept it and move on. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, the way to watch a golf tournament, and they've got to wrap their head around this. Honestly, Cam, other than I've got knuckleheads like you and other people that lose their mind and forget that this is what I do and text me results or what's going on.
Hey, I've been better at that. Hey, relax.
Yeah. But I will tell you, the only way to watch golf without playing Russian roulette with 5 bullets is to tape it and scan through all the crap between shots. So instead of watching golf for 5 hours, I can watch it in an hour and a half and I don't feel like I'm missing a damn thing because I know they're going to show, one of the final two groups hit the ball, walking up and down the course, walking around, looking at their putts instead of showing 9 golf shots in between.
Exactly. No, excellent point by you. No, I agree with you 100%. Things need to change, but it's kind of like it's the one sport that's kind of like, screw you, F you, we're going to do it our way, but it's not going to work. If you want things to grow, today's world, it's changing, man. And betting and fantasy, this is a part of it. They got to get better there. You're right, Brian. Less boring action, real action we need to see. I'm with you,
Let's make some money tonight.
For outstanding information and special offerings and promotions, we invite you and encourage you to sign up for our newsletter today simply by going to the website at betmaker.com. Oh, I got it, Cam. I figured it out. We'll move on. We'll get to the tournament.
Yeah.
The producer Mike's ready to counsel. I got it. We would literally need Dramamine while we're watching it, but every golfer gets like the referee cam on his hat.
Exactly. That'd be awesome. And there's work to be done, Brian, and I'm with you. And no, I talked to Gabe about it on my show, on our network. He's like, yeah, golf needs it. That's the thing. People are watching it because they're betting on it. Me and you are like savants, though. We'll watch any shot of any tournament, any tour, but it needs to grow with the times. It needs to get there. And that's why other things like basketball, hockey, you know what I mean? They're moving forward. Golf has to move forward. It's pretty simple, right?
And we're moving forward.
People are playing fantasy sport. Have you seen the numbers for these things on these sites? It is the perfect sport for betting and fantasy. 4 days, come on, golf, get it together.
Well,
let's go.
Let me, from a betting perspective, and we'll get to the 3M Open right away. But from a betting perspective on my show,
yes,
Mike Palm from Circus Sports was on.
Oh, nice. That guy's good.
We are so
basketball guy. Yeah, nice.
Desperate for anything. And I'm not calling it anything. Don't UFC fans don't. But he's saying these high-profile UFC cards. He said the money that's been generated on that is mirroring an NFL playoff game.
Yes, it is.
What does that tell you? People are so starved.
They're jonesing. Yep.
For and you have a chance to be a winner on the back end of this because people that weren't looking at you before are looking at you. So put your best foot forward. Okay. There you go.
We're there. I'm with you. People are smashing. Have you seen some of these cards on Fight Island too? Yeah, a lot of these guys are like scrubs and guys that they don't know, and it's a huge handle. Excellent points, Brian. I agree with every damn thing you said about, except for me bothering you during golf tournaments, which I don't do anymore. Let's get to the 3M Open.
All right, it's in Minnesota. Let's see. Matthew Wolff, defending champ at 50-1. By the way, almost won a few weeks ago at the, what was that, the mortgage thing?
Yep.
He played well there.
He did.
And I think you give any guy a pass that made the cut this weekend at Memorial. So anyway, defending champ at 50-1. The favorites, DJ's 10-1, doable. Kepka 12-1.
Throw him out. He's hurt.
Injured. You see that?
He's hurt. Throw him out.
He has an MRI. He had
throw
another
him
MRI.
out. Or I'm fading him. Decides to play. I'm sorry. This is we talk about it. You have to target things in betting. There is something wrong with Brooks Koepka. Brian, I was in a pool with my buddy Visine Vince. We finished 4th out of 300 guys because we had Grom the winner, Fitzpatrick. Honestly, Koepka killed us. We could almost won a few grand. His Sunday performance, there's a problem. They
said he had an MRI.
I know that. I know.
Where'd that come from? It's the first I'd heard of it.
Yeah, no, he said he's been having problems ever since his operation. It hasn't been getting better. He's still hurting, but he wants to play this week. I'm going to tell you something. Don't be surprised by the time of taping the show. Koepka says, yeah, WD. He gone.
Or worse, or even better, Cam, if you're fading this guy, those numbers, the odds makers aren't stupid. You better be inflating those numbers to the moon because there's a real chance he's walking up number 3 and says, I'm done. But if he tees off, it's a bet.
It is. It is a bet. And I'm going to be all over that, and I'm going to fade him in matchup bets. I got to tell you, I just watching Tony Finau struggle like that. I had Rahm, but it didn't bring a smile to my face. He seems like a really good guy. But Brian, I can't take him at 14-1. I just can't.
No,
I can't take Fleetwood at 16-1.
You know why? You know
where I start? Guess where I start this week. You tell me where I start. You know me
in terms of
betting.
Odds?
My first guy. Yeah, where do I start? Lucas Glover, 35-1.
Well, the crazy thing is,
or Brendan Todd, 50-1.
Well, the podcast is over. I swear to God, I've got. All right, I wrote.
We don't even talk before the show. Why, you got Glover and Todd?
I wrote. I got my. I don't normally do this.
Yeah,
but I'm having computer issues.
Oh yeah. Well, you got a new computer yet, or no?
No. So I actually wrote some stuff down.
No, I like pen and paper. It still works.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so I got three guys written down.
Can I guess?
Well, I've got the favorites. I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 guys. I'm going to play, and you just
I guess?
You nailed 2 of them
already. I know, that's crazy. I'll give you another one too. I think I'm going to go Glover, 35-1. I'm playing him. Todd, 50-1. I think Luke List at 50 might be on your list. Is he?
No, he is not. But
what
ahead.
About Moops? Ryan Moore at 60.
The list might get expanded because I said this is a Moops tournament.
It is a Moops tournament.
I did look at him, and
I got another one for you. Tom Lewis.
Yeah, we're in the ball.
He's 70-1. Your boy Tommy.
Well, Tommy. All right. Well, here we go.
Okay,
I've got Lucas Glover. He's 35-1. Now, last year when Wolf won this thing, he shot in the course of that tournament. It was the chip in, and he won. But in that tournament, Lucas Glover, he and Matthew Wolf both shot a 62 on this course. So Lucas Glover is coming in good form, likes the course. He's on the list. Brendan Todd, I did play this past week at 150-1, and he played reasonably well. He had a great Saturday, but on a course like this is a go low flag hunting kind of tournament. This is a Brendan Todd kind of tournament, so I've got Todd at 50-1, and then the bombs. I'm going back to Kokrak at 110-1.
I don't mind that. If he's in form, he could win this tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a little bit out of form.
Yeah, well, I'll go back to the Colonial. Where he had the crazy Sunday.
What about your boy Fratelli?
Bingo, there it is.
Beating Jack.
That's number 4 at 80-1. I've got Dylan Fratelli. He played decent this weekend, and the reason was that Dylan Fratelli was able to fist bump and get.
Yeah. Hey Brian, if you ever went missing with like a pack of Marlboros or whatever, you're out in Vegas, like don't call a clairvoyant or a psychic. Call me. I know what's happening. I know where you are. We can read each other's mind, buddy. We've known each other for so long. It's like that's crazy. This is a huge tournament. We get 3 out of 4 guys. I was going to say honestly, guy. Eric Von Ruin. Eric Von Ruin's close on your list too. I can almost steal you in that territory.
Nope. Honestly, I'm going to give you credit on the Ryan Moore because I did look at him and was thinking about it. But those are the guys for me. I think Lucas Glover maybe would be the top pick, and then the Flyers with guys I think can contend other than the favorites. I mean, Fleetwood's really interesting, but the layoff you got to take into account.
What guy basically at 100-1? Like Homa at 80 looks good to me. I like Fratelli as well. I don't mind Kokrak. I worry about his form. I'm trying to find like Duffner's 125. I'm going to have to pass. This is like a Cameron Tringali type of tournament too. He's like 140. But no, I like these guys hovering around the 40 to 50 range. My guys, I know you dig a little deeper than me, and I give you credit for that. You're good. But Lucas Glover, yes, 35-1. Eric Von Ruin, 40. Yes. Brendan Todd, 50. Yes. And Moops, Ryan Moore, our old buddy from UNLV. I'm starting with those 4 guys, and then it's sprinkle time. And you're right. My bomb, he's kind of a half bomb. Fratelli at 80. I'll look for a guy at 100. But those are my guys right now I think who can win the tournament.
No, I think that's a reasonable deal to go in there with. If basically you're saying the lowest guy where playing's 35.
35.
You're making your
Exactly.
average return on investment in the 20-1 range.
Exactly. That's fantastic. I really like Lucas Glover. I love Lucas Glover's game right now. I think he's very close. Harris English, I look at, I'm very, very happy with that. I think Luke List is trending in the right direction. I'm just not going to take him this week. I wouldn't be surprised. He's hitting the ball well. He's gaining confidence on the Corn Ferry Tour. He's playing well, but those are the horses I'm going with. And I'm with you. It was almost like a premonition with Fratelli meeting Jack Nicklaus, where he's sitting there with a permagrin this week. I think that is
hilarious.
No, Jack's like, "Hello, Dylan. You've played here." And it was crazy. Like,
was that not hilarious? That there was no microphone for him.
Oh,
there.
I know. They're like
that it's almost like Nicholas is looking at him like, can somebody get this guy out of here?
I know, but Nicholas was trying to be nice to him. I know, Jack's like, "Thank you, Dylan, for coming. I hope to see you many more years." He kind of looks over like, "Hey, guys, help me out here."
Yeah,
he's still here.
That was awkward, man. But
the whole thing was awkward with like some of the stuff they were doing. Like their production team, like they were smoking something. They were off this week. But anyway.
by the way, he played well both weeks, and in the home course angle thing was a thing. But my God, I mean, aren't you fading Jason Day the rest of your life? I mean, he can't even take a ball out of the hole. No, you see him bending down.
Yes, yeah,
Honestly, I mean, it was almost like he was on the LPGA tour.
No, yeah, no. But
no,
buddy, that guy. Hey,
I feel bad for. I feel bad for him.
He can't lift his, like, you know what I mean? Hey, daddy's here. He lifts his kid. Oh, my back. Hey, honey, I'm outside. It's hot out. Oh, honey, I can't find the barbecue. Vertigo.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on. Where's the propane?
I mean, what is going on at this guy's house? Is his wife going, Jason, take all the bowling balls up to the attic?
Seriously, I think Jason Day's wife makes him lift heavy things, and he should really hire somebody because he's rich. No, you're right. That guy's got vertigo. He's got a back problem. No, I do too. Like, the guy's a wicked golfer, but come on. No, I'm with you. He's got so many ailments, Brian. Like, I don't think Icy Hot with Shaq's going to get it done. He needs surgery.
Well, they're going to go back.
Call the general. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he should. It's almost to the point he's got to call Casey Martin's lawyer to see if he can start using a golf cart.
Exactly, buddy. Yeah, this tournament this week, it's kind of like PGA Tour Junior this week, but hey, it doesn't matter. If we can cash some tickets, Brian, and this is the type of tournament, like, I want to take Fleetwood too, but I just can't at that price. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things I just can't. I like where we are. We're starting with Glover. I think we're on to something this week.
Sorry, two quick things that happened in the tournament. One, Tiger, lucky to make the cut. Played great on Thursday.
Yeah.
But the wind was a real thing and whatever. No big issues. I think there were a lot of good things there, but this course was just destroying these guys. But it was so funny. I mean, it was funny. The Shambo 15.
That was awesome for me. I faded him in matchup bets. Oh, thank God.
When he hits the first 2 OB, and I got news for you. He was going 10 cup. He would have stayed there till he was out of balls. And the third one he hit, he his exact words, he said, like he was walking to the caddy to get another ball. The third one he hit was worse than the first two.
I know.
It was further right, and it hit a tree and went down the cart path adjacent to the green. He literally, the third one had more right to go out OB than the first two.
Yep.
That was amazing to watch. I love it. Unraveling. It was like, there should have been, what's the hot thing on the internet, or cat videos? There should have just been a cat video next to him the whole time with a cat there, unspool, with a piano? No, bowl of twine unraveling.
Yes. Anyway, I enjoyed it, Brian. I told you, we said eventually this hitting it a mile and not straightening it out he would pay for it. He paid for it this week, and Jack got what he wanted. I can't believe John Rahm, though, with that 2-shot penalty, too. If Ryan Palmer could putt or didn't make huge mistakes, he could have won that golf tournament. That's the crazy thing. Rahm tried to give it away. God.
That
was stupid.
If Rahm doesn't chip in there.
Oh, I know.
But the other thing, could you imagine if that was a 2 or a 3 shot difference? When
That's
he
what
chips
I'm saying.
in, it's like, no, but Could you imagine if what's his name? Clubber Lang? What's the guy's
from Brocky?
No, what's his name? Clubber Smith. What's the guy? The PGA Tour guy.
Slugger White.
Yeah, Clubber Lang.
What, the weather? The PGA Tour meteorologist?
But he's a rules. Yes, but he's a rules official.
He's everything. Yeah, he's
he's everything. Could you imagine if he walks up to John Rahm on coming off 16 green and says, "We're looking at this"? Rahm would have buried a wedge in his skull.
I was thinking, he would have thrown his club like a javelin and hit him in the temple. Yeah, I know. I was waiting for John Rahm to actually run up to him and give him a DDT right there, knock him out. And sluggers out.
All right, Nick. I said, Amanda Bolianis, go up and
as John Rahm continues to kick Slugger in the teeth. Yeah, no, honestly, no, that's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the PGA Tour doesn't like John Rahm very much. It's one of those things. It almost feels like they were kind of wanting him to pack it in. Anyway, that's just my thing. I think that the old school golf guys. Oh, he gets angry and he smashes his club. I don't think that flies.
All right. So the end result is, again, we started with it. We'll end with it. Hats off, and I mean this sincerely, to Nicklaus and the setup of this course, because they proved to you, okay, you can hit the ball a million miles. And Nicklaus, again, 4 days of listening to him, stuff I could care less about. But he said the most dangerous holes on that course are short par threes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to hit it a mile. They don't have to be long par three. They just have to be penal. And, a good shot's rewarded, but you will pay for a bad shot. And that's what golf should be every week.
Amen, Brian. Amen.
Betmaker, let's make some money tonight.
Well, that's the Betmaker Show for now. We publish multiple times each week. We'd like to thank you for listening, and if you liked what you heard, please take a moment to leave a rating and review, or subscribe to our show feed, or share our show with a friend or two and help us grow the show. We very much appreciate it. Visit us on the web at betmaker.com. And reminder to sign up for the newsletter. Thanks to our engineer, Darren Vandermolen, and producer, Mike Gallivan. The Betmaker Show is a production of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated. Betmaker is a registered trademark. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of this content without the express written consent of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At Betmaker.com and The Betmaker Show, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.